Well, hello. Welcome to another episode of What Nobody Told Me After 65. Well, it's your lady on the go, lady in the know, Miss Info. You've reached the Information Nation, where knowledge is shared and wisdom exchanged for the betterment of a people. Well, I'm back. Um, I'm still struggling with these sinuses, but it is what it is. It's been terrible weather here. Stormy, wet, humid. Today my church celebrated the back to school book bag giveaway. I went so I could support my church, and it was a beautiful success until the rain came. Anyway, I'm going to post some pictures because I'm really proud of St. Mary's here in Myrtle Beach. We do a lot of good work. My pastor is the Right Reverend Woodrow Jones. Hey, y'all. But I promised you I was going to talk to you about what I'm calling the year of no return. Back in 2019, Ghana had a campaign called the Year of Return. It was commemorating the 400th anniversary of the arrival of the first recorded enslaved Africans into Jamestown, Virginia in 1619. Now, they are highlighting what they're calling this year Beyond the Return. Wesley Snipes will be visiting, I don't know why. Steve Harvey is doing an op-ed, which is an opinion editorial, encouraging blacks to come home. Really? Who asked you? Now, during the year of the return, free land was a part of the deal for some, not all. If you were of African descent and if you met certain requirements. You had to be African through biological, family ancestry, and genealogy. You had to complete a 10-day living in Ghana orientation program, and you had to present a current police report and background check with your government ID, such as a passport, at the orientation session. Now, if all this sounds too good to be true, it is. Reports are of land being stolen and violent encounters between locals and expats, one even resulting in the death of an African-American female. It is not a rosy picture like they're trying to paint. It was a lucrative cover to increase wealth and promote tourism, in my opinion. A report on esibom.com says the African diaspora, which is the global community of people who descended from Africa, that's the diaspora, is thriving and could become a great asset in Ghana. The diaspora net income the diaspora's net income exceeds $1 trillion. Now that was in 2013 and is still holding at $1 trillion even today. That's a larger income economy, larger than the country of Spain. African diasporas are also wealthier than most countries, and they rank 50 out of the 196 reporting countries, so they right around half. The Pan-African Village, that's the community that they set up with the land. The Pan-African Village seeks to bring these economic resources to Ghana. Now, this year, in 2024, they're having the Pan Fest, and it's also Emancipation Day. this website that I went to, the Asebaum, ASEBAUM.com, they have a full online magazine that's devoted entirely to this hypocrisy, and that's what I'm calling it. There's a young couple from Texas who migrated to Ghana probably about a year ago, and they have a tell-all video. They lay it all out on the real Ghana, and it's called Anahita in Ghana, and I'm gonna post the link so you can take a look at it. It's pretty interesting. So let me tell you what the National Public Radio, I went to their website, what they said about the year of return. And this article was written in February of this year. Approximately 560 people have acquired land, paying administrative fees of $1,000 to $1,200 per plot to the chief. And the locals are pissed off. They beyond angry. He's called the Paramount Chief, and he took family-owned land and sold it. He said he was entitled to do that. 150 farmers and their families have been affected. Now, this is from the National Public Radio. They received no compensation. So these people paid $1,000 to $1,200 per plot. 560 people, you do the math. Somebody got paid. They took the chief to court, and in October of 2023, a judge ruled that all construction must stop. They had what's called a stop work order. I put them in place when I was working for the government. But it didn't. It has become more violent. Other settlements have faced similar outcomes. In 2015, a settlement in Ghana's eastern region that was settled way back in the 90s saw 2 African American women killed there in 2015 over land disputes. A local man was charged and sentenced to death. Now that's from the NPR, the National Public Radio. I trust them because they don't get paid by anybody. They are a nonprofit. But let me tell you something. I went to check and see how many African countries offered free citizenship. Now, not land, but you could get citizenship and become a citizen, and then acquiring land as a citizen is a lot easier than doing it as an expat. Okay? So, when I went online to check it, it said, rediscover your ancestral roots. Always trying to suck you in. At the top of the list was Ghana. In 2019, they had a 10-year program that they launched. So 2019 is going to end in 2029. So we're in 2024. Got a few more years. There are 2 ways to become a citizen of Ghana, and you get a free citizenship, that is. The right of abode. You don't need a visa or a work permit. You must prove your African ancestry. That's all. You can go to 23andMe or Africa.com or whatever and check out your lineage. And if you can prove that you are of African ancestry, that's one of the first hurdles. And then the second one is you can have a dual citizenship. Ghana allows it. The U.S. allows it. You can be both a United States citizen and a Ghanaian. You have to trace your ancestry back to Ghana and prove it, and then you can carry both. Now, I couldn't find out how much it cost. Oh, yes, I did. I was looking for how much it costs, and I only did Ghana because it's the hot place right now. As of 2024, you have to get the form from the U.S. Embassy, and the form is $250. You must show evidence of your connection by either having two relatives living in Ghana or by showing that you have the right of abode. The visa is $100 for a rush service, and it's non-refundable. The process takes 15 to 20 days. That's the regular. Rush takes 7 business days. And the only payment they accept is Visa. No cash, money order, checks, food stamps, none of those. They're not having it. That's if you want to become Ghanaian. Now, Kenya also offers free citizenship. You have to have, of course, ancestral ties to the country. There's a streamlined application process. And Shaquille O'Neal is a citizen of Kenya. South Africa. I don't think I even want it, but South Africa. Denzel Washington has ties to South Africa, and they really play that up. I didn't even check to see what it cost and all that, but free citizenship is available in South Africa. Also in Zimbabwe. They passed a law in 2000 for dual citizenship. Nick Cannon is seeking citizenship as a Zimbabwean. Gabon. They have a streamlined process. And Ludacris is a citizen. They always put these stars and musicians and rappers, they always put their names out there like we care. At least I don't care. Nigeria. Nigeria's having problems. Right now, in the news today, Nigerians are demonstrating that they are hungry, barely enough and barely able to afford 2 meals a day due to food inflation of more than 40%. 40%. And fuel costs have tripled. Now, why would they be trying to get people to come there? And whenever you find in big scams and stuff going on in New York with Africans, it's always the Nigerians. I'm going to have to look into that because Nigeria, they really got something going on, something unusual. But right now, in the news, they've got their own citizens demonstrating. Senegal. In 2023, they had a year of return. If you had a grandparent or a great-grandparent that was Senegalese, you could prove you had roots there. You could get a free citizenship. It was really simple. It wasn't a very lengthy process either. Rwanda, free citizenship. Zambia, in 2022, they just started opening up the citizenship process. I don't know where they are in that process right now, but they just started in 2022, so I'm not even sure. But it was to offer free citizenship, and I'm sure you must have to be able to trace your roots back to Zambia. Angola, the same thing. Now, there are 54 countries in Africa. 54 are fully recognized. Let's put it that way. The United Nations recognizes 54 countries in Africa. Uganda is listed as number 8. They have 48 million people. Now, I don't know why I picked Uganda out as being I wanted to pick out Nigeria. I don't know why I picked out Uganda. I think what I'll do is I'll come back, um, or you can go there and check it out. I got that information from wordmeters.info, because I wanted to see where the rest of these countries landed on the United Nations list of recognized countries. Like I said, Uganda's number 8, which is pretty high up there. I didn't even remember who was number 1, but I'll post it so you can see. But with all that being said, there's a lie going on. People are being lied to. They're trying to get you to come over to Africa. Do your homework. Don't let anybody feed you a crock of information. Do your own homework. Know for yourself. This young couple that I'm going to post their link, I was in tears. And then she got pregnant. I think her baby was born in Ghana. But they're coming home. Yeah, their story is sad, tragic, but they're not the only ones. And you know, as old as we are, because these are young people, old as we are, there is no room for mistakes. If you think you want to go to another country, check it out. Do your homework. Africa, beautiful continent, beautiful. Lots of history and culture and diversity and all that good stuff. But do your homework. No sense in jumping out of the frying pan into the fire, as my grandmama used to say. And that's what it looks like some of these people have done. We've read some horror stories. Now, thank goodness for YouTube and some of the, like I said, the NPR, the National Public Radio stations, they're going to tell you the truth. They're not going to sugarcoat it. They're going to tell you the truth. These other outlets are trying to get paid. Because if you watch their story or listen to their story on their site, you got advertisers and everything. Everybody's getting paid except for the farmers and the people who own the land who are being ripped off. I don't know about the other countries, but in Ghana, that is what is happening. And you have to do your homework. Be informed. Don't go spending your money. I read a horror story. The man said he paid for land and he came to build on it. And the local, who said it was his family land, was there with some goons and some tribal men, and they was ready to go to war. That man couldn't even get on the property. When he went back to the chief or the consulate or whoever had sold him a deed or whatever they gave him, the court said it wasn't worth the paper it was written on. So now what? He's out of his money. But he was smart. He went back and attempted to negotiate with the original landowner and find out, what can I pay you for this land? Now, of course, now the price then went up. But I believe people are getting shortchanged and it's becoming violent. It really is. And, you know, we got enough of that right here. Why leave and go thousands of miles away only to be faced with violence and gun violence and all of that when you could stay right here? You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's a struggle, but I'm trying. I want you all to keep me in prayer. And watch the Olympics, the Summer Olympics. Amazing. Simone Biles is doing the doggone thing. Yes, she is. I'm proud of her. Of course, stay abreast of the political front. You know, this is not a political channel. But I try to be aware. And you should be too. Why? Because you don't know what you don't know. Thanks for listening.